How's it, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to take a trip back in time and then work our way forward to the present. I'm starting here in May 2019, and unfortunately I was only able to find 2 photos from back then. I remember what happened. I had lost my original Hisense phone together with all the photographs that I'd taken. Before I get to the question that I've been asking flat earthers and have not gotten an answer to yet, I found out that flat earthers actually are flattered by ridicule. They think that because they are getting the ridicule, it just reinforces that they are right about the flat earth. And the people doing the ridiculing just wants to hide the shape of the earth. And I find that to be so ridiculous. And another thing that seems to be agitating me to no end is that these flat earthers use some of the technological advances, made by the discoveries in science, like cameras, computers, and the internet. And then they will go onto the internet and diss scientific discoveries. The technological advances and the scientific discoveries are practically too innumerable to mention. For example, recently, Samsung developed some software which they put on their cameras, which then they installed on the front of their trucks. And they put a big screen TV on the backs of their trucks so they can show the visuals of what's happening in the front of the truck to the drivers behind the truck. And then the drivers will be able to gauge if it's safe to overtake or not. This is an awesome technological advancement that, who knows, in the future, all cars may be fitted with it so we can reduce the amount of deaths on our roads. And not to mention the technological advances in cameras, where it has sprouted a whole different genre of conspiracy theorists. And what about GPS location? That is literally based on the shape of the earth. If the earth were not the shape that it is, GPS would definitely not work, and then all of us would be lost. Just a side story about the GPS. I was trying to look for a timestamp app, and I wanted one that showed the GPS location on it. And GPS is actually too accurate because even my unsteady hands were changing the numbers on the screen. So I don't see how you can have the actual tools in your hands and still deny the science. And another thing, I heard flat earthers say, well, that's not what I see when I look around me, so I don't believe the science. That is not how things work. We cannot trust our eyes for as far as we can throw it. And from what I understand, the horizon on land can be about 5 kilometers max. Apparently, I don't know, because my horizon, the furthest one, is about 400 meters. So we cannot trust our eyes. We have to use much more sensitive equipment than our eyes, our fallible eyes. We even have a blind spot in our eyes, okay? Because our eyes are wired backwards. And now I can ask the question to flat earthers, because they have a lot of stories about a lot of things, but they never ever provide an answer to this question. So let's talk about what the flat earthers say. They say that the earth is flat and stationary, and that the sun does not rise and set, and that it circles above us. But that circles above of stuff, we're going to just ignore because that's not what we see. We actually see the sun rise and set. So, okay, according to the flat earthers, the earth is flat and stationary, and the sun goes around the earth. Okay, in reality, it's the earth rotating on its own axis, and this rotation actually causes the earth to move in its orbit around the sun, and it's doing this at 30 kilometers per second or 108,000 kilometers per hour. Let's take these speeds and apply it to the sun in the flat earth model, because the sun is going around the earth at this speed. So when it comes to the solstices, what mechanism is in place to make the sun stop and then change its trajectory back to the other solstice? In reality, it's the earth turning a corner, in inverted commas, because the earth's orbit is elliptical, and the solstices and the equinoxes are the earth's turning points in its orbit around the sun. So, flat earthers, I patiently await your answer. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please, guys, stay safe. Catch you in the next video. Bye.